Hello, welcome to Accountability. If you found this channel is about helping mainly ADHD people get into a consistent habit by forcing them, first by using myself as a guinea pig, forcing them into uploading content on social media. I'm doing this by giving my money away to my mum in a separate bank account and then earning the money back piece by piece, upload by upload. This Christmas gone, I went to the bank with my mum. We sorted it out. We actually met a guy there. He actually said he had ADHD as well. We thought everything was fine. I actually did make an account, a joint account. But the problem is when you put in your details and then the security code and you go in, I still have access to the other account, which is why I've not transferred any money over yet. I'm still trying to figure out the logistics of how to even restrict my own access. I rang the bank again today and they've said if you hit a limit of £50,000, if anything happens to the other person, for me it would be my mum, if she gets into a coma or dies, for example, worst case, all I need to do is go into the bank and give ID and a death certificate. Now, as morbid as that is, you need to consider something like this if you're going to go extreme and restrict your own access to your money or your financials. And I'm only just finding that out today, months after setting up the account. If you go over £50,000, you have to become an executor of the will. You actually have to get written into the will. You have to articulate the transfer of funds, who has rights to what, and all of this. So it's been a learning process. I even asked AI about 2-3 weeks ago if maybe using a trust would be better, but then I saw you have to sort of pay out taxes on trust, and I thought, well, that doesn't make any sense. You know, I'm trying to go to zero, not minus. So scrap that. But after discussions with my mum, I think the way that we can actually do it where I have a physical distance from my money and I can't just cheat and transfer my money back when things get hard or rent has to be paid, is by making another account that's solely in my name, but giving her the card and giving her the login details, and that way she can transfer money to me. Now, in terms of content and my advice into how to actually get into this on a practical level day to day, like what does your schedule look like? What are your content formats and pillars? As I've been explaining in previous videos, before becoming a content creator and going about it that way, you're still having to fight a lot of anxiety, stage fright or, screen fright. You're still probably not crystallized your ideas. You're not settled on a particular direction. Your avatar, how you're going to show up online, all of these things are in a delicate balance. So instead, I recommend promoting other people's work in a niche that you intend to work in, or one that's adjacent. So for me, I'm a model. I love clothes. I love styling. I have since I've been like 15. And so I'm looking into the music niche, content curation. I've got a page called Curate Club where I do that, but I've been into music a long time. So it's not like I'm going into one to engender the other. I just happen to be into one, and it's easier to actually promote without thinking too much. I come up with all these ideas, ways to title videos. I listen to music all the time, so I'm not having to work too hard. There's no cognitive load. I've always got access to music, like most people, but I listen to a lot of music. So that's fine, and a wide breadth of genres. So it's suited to me. You've got to find something that's suited to you, get into the habit of uploading, promoting people's work, finding, what text, what SEO you can put in to drive more traffic, what networking you can do, how you can show up in an endearing manner in your niche, maybe even go to some events and do interviews, low friction things where you can actually practice. And once you've, become comfortable in your own skin and you've understood social media a little bit better, maybe some scheduling, then you can look to think and graduate into content curation and marketing yourself in the niche that is like, the long-standing ambition. This is where I just mentioned scheduling. This is what the crux of this video is going to be about, is batching. Before you start this, it would really benefit you to batch content, because if you batch content, it gives you runway to not be having to think, oh my gosh, I have to make a video on the spot today, and then you're worrying about the quality of the video because you're rushing, and then you send something out and you tick the quota, but you're actually not happy with the work, and the work, especially if it backfires, if someone comments something negative on something that you didn't pre-approve in your heart of hearts, that's when you're going to get, scared off of social media and quit altogether. So I would recommend batching. This is an age-old tactic that a lot of online people who are professional and are paying their mortgages with content will tell you. It just makes your life 100% easier, and it's the professional way to go about it. Don't always presume you're going to have all this time extra outside of work to do what you're doing. If you become good at it, people are actually going to demand more of your time, and you're going to need to have some kind of system in place in order to change your schedule if needs be. And the only way you're going to go about that is through batching and having content ready in advance, and all you have to do is press upload or even hand it over to a manager. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say today. I hope this helps. I hope you follow my journey and see how somebody who is in an extreme situation where they need content, they want to produce content, but they haven't been able to motivate themselves, uses an extreme external variable to push them on to actually live up to their word. And if it works for me, then I'm sure it can work for you, because I've been trying for years with little to no success, kind of overthinking and getting in my own head. This is my solution. I hope this helped.